Well, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, you're on the show. One on the south side, my mate Jaffa, and the legend that is Bridgeman. Evening, gents.
Evening, Fox. Evening, Ox.
Aye, good evening, Ox. Good evening to all you guys, and good evening everyone listening in this evening.
Can I just say good evening to you guys? Obviously, it's a pleasure to be with you again. And to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, bad night tonight. Bad night. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Yeah, well said, Brisbane. It's a strange one. It's mixed emotions, obviously. It was sad to see Rebecca Giovanni run bonkers. A guy that's played for us and managed us and gave us highs both as a player as a manager. I think it was time. Southside.
Aye, mate. I suppose he got us to the Europa League final, won as a Scottish Cup. I still think he's had his hands behind his back tied a wee bit with the current squad and player additions.
6 months ago today, Southside, the Scottish Cup final.
Aye, and it was long overdue to win a cup competition, as we've all said, and obviously we picked them out in the semi-final, which was a good game that day. They were right on top of them that day, and it was a good game, and we've had some highs under Gio. But obviously, going forward, Hawks, when it was 2 points out of 9 league games, I think the ranking goes on the wall a wee bit. So I'm sure he'll bounce back somewhere.
We wish him all the best. Is that fair, Jaffa?
Yeah, 100%, Ox, absolutely. I don't think there's ever any joys taken when a manager leaves our club under any circumstances, because at the end of the day, they've been part of the club and part of the history. But I concur with everything that Southside said there and yourself. I think it was time, Ox. I think probably Gio knew that himself. I think you saw that in the last game against St Mirren. I don't think Giovanni wanted to be there anymore either. So it was probably best for all parties to come to an agreement and go their separate ways, and wish him nothing but the best. He took us to Seville, which was remarkable. But again, I agree with Southside. I think a lot of the players have got to take a long look at themselves, especially the senior ones.
Bridgeman, I believe you've seen 16 out of 17 managers, mate. So what's your thoughts?
16 out of 17. Not bad, actually. And my thoughts are I'm very, very sad and really disappointed. I thought that manager would have been a good answer to and follow on for Steven Gerrard. And although he was only there 12 months, but he took us to a final and he won us a Scottish Cup. So that to me, that was enough to get to see us through and get him his own players and the injury list cleaned up. But it wasn't to be. I mean, we've spoke about it slightly in the past there, and of course, fate's a terrible thing when it comes and grabs you. So they've grabbed him now and torn us all asunder again. Now we're going to be sitting waiting, trying to find out, having guesses, watching the bookies, blah blah blah. All making money off of Rangers, whatever's happening. So I don't know who's going to be the manager. I hope they bring Gerrard back. That would suit me fine.
I think that's ship. That's sealed, mate. I think that's ship, mate. So
yeah, I agree with you.
I don't think it was just this run of form, if I'm being honest, Southside. I think if you look back at the calendar year, we're forming the league against, if you like, for with all due respect, against lesser teams. It ain't been great, big man.
No, I know we ship points here and there at home and we're ship points away from him. I think we could all be realistic, Ox, and say I think the club management players all bought into the Europa League and trying to win that. And we dropped points on the road. But the football wasn't great at times. We said that we might come a bit better, and I know there were certain players missing out our team at times that might have been obviously was creative side in our team. But no, results is everything, mate. And at the end of the day, you're judged on results. And footballing wise, we had some highs in games where we played really well. In Europe, in the Europa League run at home at Ibrox, we were playing well above ourselves. If you think about it, Ox. But when it comes back to the league form, you've got to be doing the business in the league. And unfortunately, even if you look at this season, Ox, when we started, apart from the Hibs game, we get beat by them. And it was away we get beat again. But the point we dropped to Easter Road that day, with the 9 men, and then obviously after that, it was just trap points to St Johnstone, Livingston, and then St Mirren, and it's that just doesn't keep you in a job at Glasgow Rangers, unfortunately.
Aye. Main personal thoughts are, Jaffer, it was just time. I thought it was time for both parties. I don't know if he could be trusted along with to bring in players, and obviously, unfortunately, the players that are there, he's lost the dressing room, to coin a phrase, if that's a phrase. It's always a manager that goes rightly or wrongly. That's the way football works.
Yeah, I think so, Ox. I know we use these expressions, losing the dressing room, or the players have lost faith in him, or confidence in the message he's trying to get across to them. Or, we all know that words take place in our dressing rooms. It happens all the time, every week in, week out. But like Southside was saying there, I think Gio's tenure has demonstrated one thing to me, is that you've got to get the basics right. He's got to get a team that's up, challenging and winning that SPFL, and that means beating Celtic. And they've beat us too easy, Ox. And I think that, coupled with some of the things that Southside was saying there, when we're not turning up against them, you're never going to last at Glasgow Rangers. The jacket becomes too heavy. Mm-hmm. Gio's a lovely man. He's a great guy. He's a really, really nice human being. But I think at Glasgow Rangers, it takes a special type of manager to navigate his way through that. And not only that, gain strength from it and gain confidence from it. Only certain guys over the years have stayed in the job for a long, long time. Walter Smith, most notably in recent years. But a lot of guys have just, Gerrard was there for 3 years. Credit to Gerrard for that. Because it's not it's a big job, Ox. It's a big, big job for a special type of person. And that's why the next decisions, it's got to be done right, and getting the right choice is absolutely paramount.
One of the problems I had with Giovanni was the inflexibility, particularly in the league games, of our system, if I'm being honest, Bridgeman.
Yeah, I think you're not alone. A lot of folks said that as well, and he wanted to play a particular way, and I don't know what gave him the thought then. He had the players to do it. But it was obvious, certainly the last couple of games there, it was obvious the players that he had available to him just didn't have what was required to do what he wanted to do. I dare say he's being one of the best players in the world at some point in his career. Wonderful, wonderful player. Maybe he can't understand what it is about the players, what it is they want. Look, there's a ball, there's a pitch, go out and play football. Maybe that's his ideas, but he's got good coaches around about as well, and it just didn't work. I'm really sad for him. I'm not being fan. I'm sad for Rangers and the fans. I'm really, really sad for Rangers and the fans. This is going to cost a few bucks. I'll tell you, a few bucks.
Yeah, I think we go to a stage where you can't afford to keep him. Maybe that's the case. If we come out with the criticism, Southside, you said it. I think, from memory, maybe the first time you said it was maybe the end of August, maybe even before that our team didn't look fit. And boy, you've been proved right.
Well, I think majority probably see it anyway, Ox. But I honestly didn't think they were anywhere near as fit under the Stevie G regime that we had. And I think, as I've said before, I think when we were going to the Europa League, I think that was built, the fitness was already built up into the core of the squad, the vast majority of them, and I think that's what kept us going all the way through. And I just think once you got the chance to take the team for pre-season yourself, for whatever reasons, they just didn't come back looking like they were sharp. And that's just my own opinion, and I think a lot of people, as we've all said on here going forward, it seems to have been the case. We've all said that we reckon that they're not fit enough. I know Gio said no. He thinks it's a lot of games crammed into a lot of time scale, and the players have been asked to go again and again, certain ones, and he thinks maybe that's so they shouldn't be unfit. But I think the whole squad looked unfit, to be honest. Something that hopefully will change going forward under a new manager.
Aye, well, let's look back. Obviously, one is the Scottish Cup, extra time against Hearts. To go to the final, be beating them in extra time, came for a goal behind, turned it round 1-2-1. After a Thursday night, I played extra time. against Braga, I believe. And boy, was that some few weeks excitement he gave us. The Braga, was it Braga? It was Braga, wasn't it? It was Braga. And then with the Leipzig game coming up. And I think for anybody who witnessed that game at Ibrox that night and the emotions for the whole Rangers support and fans, it went absolutely off the scale. And Giovanni gave us that. Jaffa.
He did, Ox, and that's something you can never remove from history, and that's just a fact that he did do that. We had some, 5, I think, particular nights at Europe last year under Giovanni, where Ibrox, the noise level was, personally speaking, noise that I've never heard before. I mean, and the Leipzig game in particular was the one that stood out when we beat them and turned them over. But he did, and that's a credit to him. I have to agree with Southside what he's saying there again about the fitness levels, and that carried us through, and it seems to have been that. But then when he's got his pre-season, and we thought we could have kicked on from that. Yeah, we lost a couple of players, but we've went over it again. Ox, he has spent more money than any other manager since I think Dick Advocaat, which is going back some years. £15 million in the close season was spent on recruitment. And I just don't think there's been a great, I don't know whether it's down to him or Ross Wilson. I suspect it's been down to both of them, because I believe that's actually true. He admitted that himself, that he was involved in the signings. And I think some of the signings are the players themselves. I'm not saying that they're bad players, but I can't see what it is he's been trying to do. And I think that's what's inevitably set in. And that rot set in, and it's just gradually got worse and worse as the early part of the season kicked off and the bad results escalated.
Aye. There's going to be a lot of criticism of the coaching staff, recruitment, and some it's justified, Bridger.
Most assuredly, yeah. Look, I'm no up there. None of us are up there watching it. Not all of us, anyway. But I can't imagine top quality players that we've got in our coaching staff not being able to pick out these players and say, "Hey, you need to do X, Y, and Z," and then thinking they're doing it, and they go into the park and they don't do it. Well, for me, a John Brown, or anybody else would have dragged these people off the park